And you touched on ratings there. I know it's something from my side we've been looking at quite closely over recent months. We've recently launched a suite of project-based ratings assessments based off of B0 ratings prices, where we obviously try to distill down to what price impact is that ratings having. So by banding them within project types, trying to remove that noise of, hey, reforestation will typically price different to a red avoided deforestation within different ratings bands. So trying to distill what's a triple B rated ARR versus a B rated ARR. And we've only done a week or so of these assessments, but even in that kind of like initial data, we do see higher rated projects within these bands achieving premiums. Something like an ARR project, a triple B rated on average, is 10 to 12 times higher priced than a C rated project. Whereas something like an IFM, you see about a 70% uplift between a B and an A rated project. Red, avoided deforestation, is maybe a little bit noisy. There's a lot more project-specific factors that go on. So you'll have certain things like tight supply or maybe regional differences that will spur buyers onto certain projects. But even there, we see a 50% uplift per rating band between a C and a triple B. So there is, I think, quite a lot that buyers and sellers are able to look at within this market and be like, hey, this is quality, this is the price premium I should be getting.
And that's some really important differences to understand. Like if you're coming into this market cold, that would be quite surprising, that level of premium. Particularly you mentioned in ARR of being a 10 to 12 time premium between the lower rated and the higher rated credits there. How do you expect buyers to use these ratings?
I think we've seen buyers become more discerning in what they want to look at, what they want to purchase, particularly over the past few years when there has been these integrity concerns raised within the market. I think buyers don't want to get caught out in any either overcrediting or greenwashing scandals. They want to make sure what they're buying is a ton of carbon. And these ratings give buyers a sense of quality, basically. Hey, this is what we're buying. It's got an independent third-party rating. I think particularly for maybe smaller buyers who don't have large internal due diligence teams to be able to look at every single project and form their own opinion, these ratings help people to look at what they should or should not potentially be buying. And even in the market at the moment, we've seen when projects either get re-rated higher or lower, an impact on pricing. So if we look back earlier this year to a project like Kattingan, a Indonesian Red Plus project, was originally rated A by B0 and in February got upgraded to a double A. Since then, we've seen pricing for vintage 20 credits from that project rise from, at the start of the year, about $455 or so to, as of the end of June, $750 to $850, which is obviously a very sizable increase.
Big movement, right?
Big movement, and part of that is down to buyers seeing it's rated higher. It's a better project. It's been uplifted from where it was and increasing that demand. There are some other factors at play with a moratorium recently on issuances by the Indonesian government, which has maybe artificially tightened supply and also helped to bolster, but there is still this ratings factor that is at play. And we've seen it maybe to a lesser extent on ratings downgrades as well in the past few months. A mangrove restoration project like Delta Blue Carbon got re-rated down the other month, triple B down to double B. We saw less of a price impact on that, but we did see offers in the week after the re-rating fall by about 50 cents or so. They've since stabilized. And again, there's these maybe other factors in terms of supply and there not being much credits from mangrove type projects that are maybe lessening the fall on these.
But it seems an increasingly important factor to manage when you're thinking about risk as it relates to some of these carbon credit projects.